Hi, everybody. It's Becky Gardner, and I'm here to tell you why I go to convention. You hear about it, especially starting whenever the tickets are become available, and you wonder why would I want to go to convention? I really don't know why I started going to convention other than I enrolled in November. I back in 2012, and my enroller Shiloh Baker told me that I had just missed convention, and that's like the place to learn everything about essential oils. Um, and right away I just wanted to go. Nobody had to convince me. I just knew that convention was the place to go if I wanted to learn about essential oils and be able to take better care of my family. I recently completed a challenge of posting a live video about what I stand for, and I said that my reason is freedom. It's not only financial freedom, it's freedom to take care of myself the best I can. And so I just knew that going to convention was the best thing for me to do. So here are a couple other reasons why I go to convention now, because I know how I feel right now. For one, if you go to convention, you may have the opportunity to go on a tour of the production and manufacturing plant. It's not open and available all the time. And it was very informative, and it was very wonderful to see how the oils are being filled into the bottles, and how they're mixing them, and what it looks like, what they're working with. That's just some extra bonus stuff. That's really not why I go to convention. But that is one of the perks of being at conventions. You can take either a bus tour, or like me, you can just drive over there and go when it works in your schedule. Okay. The other thing that I really like is that you get tons of science. Like I said, if I want to know how to take care of my family, I go so I can get the science and stuff and learn how it works for me. So when it came to science this past year, we had for the very first time ever a veterinarian panel. And we got to learn all kinds of things about dogs and cats and how vets are actually using them on their pet patients. And we also back to the other slide. We also got to hear from some pediatricians, and that was a new thing too. And that was really awesome because I have kids. I have 6 kids, and being empowered with their health not only makes me feel amazing, but I'm saving tons of time at a doctor's office. You know how often a family with 6 kids can end up in the doctor's office? Prior to November 2012, I was probably in there every couple weeks. Every single, I would say October through March. And there were even a couple of hospitalizations one year. And since then, my kids have only been in for injuries. So, and person checkups and physicals, to go on campouts and things. So it was basically, we had mostly small stuff, except for those, the couple of times. And I would totally take my kid to the hospital if I needed to, don't get me wrong. But if I can handle the small stuff at home, I'm saving time and money. It's just a big deal to me. And, when it comes to that freedom concept, again, like I told you about, I want my kids to learn how to take care of themselves and to listen to their bodies. And because I'm empowered with knowledge on, how to listen to their emotions and their physical and mental and spiritual, I can show them how to use essential oils. When you feel like this emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, etc., you can grab this oil or that oil, and it will help you get back to where you want to be. And we also were surprised, at least I was surprised, that this year we had some third-party scientists, and we discovered that Roseman University, without the knowledge of dōTERRA or even the encouragement of dōTERRA, had done some studies on essential oils. And those studies were just amazing, and they actually were able to show why dōTERRA's oils work and some of the other companies didn't. And I can't really go into that right now because that's a whole nother video. But it was really amazing to learn, even though I am nowhere near at their level. Just seeing it and hearing what they had to say, it's going to take a little while for it all to sink in, but it really, cemented that into my mind, why doTERRA oils work. The other thing that I like is that I am always making new friendships. I would say I'm pretty much an introvert, but I do still, when I'm at these things, I don't want to feel alone amongst however many people are in the room with me. So I am always finding new people. And, just like one or two people, and I talk to them, and I even had my husband there with me, but I still wanted to find a few other people to talk to them each day and be around people with a similar mindset. We get bombarded all the time by people who, choose a different lifestyle, and that's totally fine with me that they choose a different lifestyle. I just want to occasionally be around people that have a similar mindset as me. So I also got to see some of my other friends that I've either made at convention or made at other doTERRA meetings, or I knew prior to doTERRA. One thing that's kind of fun, they haven't always had this each year, but for the past 2 years, there's been a street party. Last year was Rachel Platten, and this year it was a band I wasn't familiar with that played a lot of familiar tunes, and they had some interesting carnival type stuff, and they had a bunch of food trucks there. That's kind of fluff stuff, but it's kind of fun. Convention for doTERRA is not like a big party type thing, even though we have one night of party and a night of gala celebrating people's successes. And there's also a time when people walk across the stage celebrating that they've reached certain achievements within doTERRA. Most of it is educational and very helpful as far as learning how to use your oils and teaching other people how to use oils and understanding the direction that doTERRA is taking. For instance, we got to learn more about the healing hands, co-impact sourcing, and just other projects that people are doing. And I don't know if you are in the business or not. I've kind of casually been doing the business since January of 2013. And I mean really casually. I homeschool my 6 kids, so that keeps me pretty busy. Plus I have leadership positions in my church. So anyway, if you are even remotely doing the business or sharing oils with people, this is something from this book, Learning the Business by Michael Klaus. It's volume 1. I'm not even sure if there's volume 2. But he says that these events are usually sponsored by key leadership, or let me back up a little bit. Attend your quarterly or annual conferences. These events are usually sponsored by key leadership and or your company and include 2,000 or more distributors over a 2-day period of time, requiring most distributors to travel 1,000 miles or more from their homes. The reason you attend these regional, national, or international conferences is to transform yourself from being the business to the business being in you. This emotional transformation is what secures your financial future. Okay, this is a really good book. It's like the first book I got when I started sharing doTERRA essential oils. And it's just a treasure. There are a lot of other books that explain, how things work in network marketing, and most of them aren't even by people familiar with doTERRA, or they weren't familiar with doTERRA when they wrote their books. Anyway, I just wanted to share the value that I get from going to convention. There would have to be something huge. Really huge, like one of my kids having surgery, or a death in the family. Something huge like me. I'm not having any more kids, but I guess if I were surprised with one, going into labor, those are like the only kinds of things that would prevent me from going to convention, because it means so much to me. So anyway, I really hope that you now understand why convention is so important to me. And I hope you will consider going. I would love to meet you at convention and hear what your stories are and what you've learned from it. And I hope that it becomes a part of who you are and what you look forward to every year. This is Becky signing off, and I hope to talk with you soon. Bye.